Hi, this is Mark Morris. I have a midship crisis I'm dealing with, but I'm going to kind of give you a little piece of my farm, my pond. I bought this place about 35 years ago as a pond down at the bottom of the hill. This is my house.
Last year, my office has been inundated with stories that make clear that we've only scratched the surface of FERC's lopsided approach to the whole process.
Just the way they run and they feel that they're above the law. We've never had any company so disrespectful for the property. The reason the other pipelines, they get along with this, they understand this is a long haul. You're going to be here, we're going to be here, we need to get along. And Midship has came in and just said basically, we don't have to get along with anybody. You're going to take what we dish out to you and you're going to like it. And they pretty well told me that whenever they were trying to negotiate. I've never had eminent domain on my farm. They knew they could condemn our land, and we've never seen condemnation in this part of the county.
We've been farming here in Grady County. I'm not sure I told you the date. We started in 2006. We raise multiple crops predominantly to put into our beef cattle to be sold for beef production. We've been at it for 15 years. This pipeline company came in, never offered market rate. As a matter of fact, the rate they offered was about 67% of the rate that I had gotten within the year or so before that for another pipeline. And they basically said, you either lease to us or you're likely to get nothing out of your land. And I told them I thought that was very threatening.
When FERC approves a pipeline, it does that on the condition that the company will repair any damage that is done to the property owners. Our investigation found that FERC's policy is just to allow pipelines to go into service before the companies fully restore the land that's been taken away from the owners. That means that the company can start pumping natural gas and making money while landowners are still waiting there to have their property restored to them.
I promise there's Johnson grass, there's weeds. All of this is going to come in here and they're going to roll it across our farm because they've done this 3 times and we got Johnson grass growing everywhere. Now we got to come back and spray because as the seeds start blowing everywhere, it spreads all over the farm. After Midship comes in each time and tells us they've cleaned the ground, they came in, they scraped it, they did whatever, they tell FERC everything's clean. There's no more wood on the place. It's all fixed. And as you can see, what we have to do, we have to go in and dig and find wood so that we can tell them. I'm 6'1". Okay? Do you think this is wood? This is what Midship tells us. And then they tell FERC it's clean.
There's a blast zone, basically a radius, a big hole in the ground with a radius of about 1,000 feet. And my house is not quite 2,000 feet away from that blast zone. So I mean, this has gotten very personal to me.
I thought FERC was on Midship's payroll because they say they do meetings and they have not helped us. They have done everything saying that Midship is the people that are right.
Imagine you had a classic 61 Corvette sitting in your driveway. You love that car. Perhaps it was handed down from your grandfather. Somebody without regard to private property rights came down the road and smashed your Corvette. And then they show up on your front porch and they say, hey, we're here to fix your car. And we've got our duct tape and we've got our red spray paint and just sign this release holding us harmless and we'll get you fixed up. The problem with that is I don't have a tendency to trust people that tear your property up and then don't fix it for a long time till you focus their attention on it. I have a hard time letting them be the one to fix it, and I'm sure all of you feel the same way.
My deal is I've had it 35 years. My daughter lives on this farm, and they're starting to raise cattle. My granddaughter lives on that farm, and I'm hoping that they do it. So my hope is that the next 3 generations, but I don't want to hand them down a bucket of junk because Midship came through and just decided that they were going to do whatever they wanted. I want my farm back whole again.
Some of those kids down in that massive ditch are my grandkids. Please, if not for me, please help my grandkids out. I hate to have a situation like this that does not get resolved.
The FERC process is fundamentally skewed in favor of the big pipeline companies and against individual American citizen landowners. The landowners frequently find themselves in a fight for their freedoms and for their land, not only against these big companies, but with the federal agency that's supposed to be regulating the whole process. FERC needs sweeping fundamental reform, and I'm committed to making that happen.